get the victory. We turned the ball over. Defense made a big stop when they had pretty good field position. Offense took the air out of it when they needed to at the end of the game. So this was a great team win for us. Obviously, both these guys had great games. B-Rob did a great job running the ball over 200 yards rushing. Will's been a standout for us all year long. These guys have provided great leadership for some of the other younger guys on the team. And now they've created the opportunity to play for the national championship, which I'm extremely proud of this group for that.
Coach, thank you for that opening statement. A reminder, use the raise hand function. We are going to take questions now for Brian Robinson Jr. and Will Anderson Jr. only. And we will begin with Nick Kelly of the Tuscaloosa News. Go ahead, Nick.
Brian, question for you. Growing up a Tuscaloosa guy, what would you have thought as a young kid looking at what you just did tonight as a running back for Alabama football?
Nick, could you go ahead and repeat that question?
Yeah, Brian, looking back to when you were a kid in Tuscaloosa, what would he have thought of what you just did tonight as an Alabama football player?
I mean, as a young kid, just always wanted to be a part of this program, just always wanted to, play for a national championship, just being able to go out there and just lead this team, in this big game on this big stage, to have another opportunity to play for a national championship, as a young kid, that was the only thing I ever wanted to do, it's like a dream come true.
Next question will come from Michael Casagrande from AL.com.
Yeah, also for Brian, that first possession, you guys ran it 10 times on 11 plays. You guys really kind of took it to him physically up front. What was that knowing the game plan, what was that moment like, knowing that you're going to be able to run it straight at him?
We started out running the ball. We just had some positive runs in the run game. Just had to trust it, just stay with it. And we knew, we was going to have an opportunity to run the ball, the rest of the game. So, with that first drive, coming off 10 carries, it was just let me get my mind right, and be prepared, to run the ball the rest of the game.
Next question will come from Aaron Suttles. Go ahead, Aaron.
Brian, Coach always talks about competitive character. He talks about toughness. You seem to be the personification of that. How much pride do you take in that, in your competitive character and your toughness?
I mean, I literally put all my heart into this. Like, this university, that team, that locker room, I don't never want to let, my brothers down. I don't never want to let my coaches down. I don't never want to let this university down. So, I just give it everything I got, every chance I get, and it's just a reflection of just all the hard work we just put in during the week,
Our next question will come from Edwin Stanton. Go ahead, Edwin.
Hey, Brian, just wanted to ask you, with Cincinnati's defense, did you know that you were going to be kind of the spotlight for this game today?
I mean, I didn't think I was going to be the spotlight. We just game plan. It's just, whatever they throw at us, we got to adjust to it. If the running game works for us, we got to stay with it. So, Coach O'Brien trusted me. Just put the ball in my hand and critical situations and just carry this team. And it just means a lot to me.
Next question will come from Stephen Smith. Go ahead, Stephen.
This one's for Will Anderson. Will, just before games and practices in the weight room, what do you tell Dallas Turner? Because this young man just continues to grow and rise, and he feeds off of you, you feed off of him. But what do you tell Dallas?
It's getting to the point where now I don't really have to tell Dallas anything. He kind of just knows now because he has that confidence, he has that experience, and he knows what to expect now. He knows what he's going to get when he gets on the field. So now it's all about just going out there and playing ball and having fun. But I think the only thing I really say to Dallas, like during the week, is just go have fun and play ball. That's what we always say to each other. We don't overthink nothing. We just go out there, have fun, and play ball. All we think about is how we used to play, throw them up, bust them up in the backyard or something like that. It's the exact same thing. Just go out there, have fun, and play ball. That's it.
Our next question will come from Mike Rodak. Go ahead, Mike.
For Will, what sort of statement do you think this defense made in this game? What opportunity still exists in the final game for the defense to make another statement?
I think we made a big statement, as the season went on. We've been starting to get better on defense, cutting down mental errors and stuff like that. So as the season going on and, we're coming up on our final game, I think it's really critical now that we pay attention to the little details and make sure that we're all locked in and on the same page and keep cutting down on those mental errors, keep flying around, having fun, and playing together as a unit, because I think that's what we've been doing right now.
Next question will come from Haley Sutton. Go ahead, Haley.
Will, also a question for you. All season long, you've talked about making sure your guys are mentally ready, always focusing on football. So to see the effort tonight, especially from some of those younger guys who stepped up and played, just how do you feel about the way your team played today?
I'm so happy. I'm proud of the guys. It was a long time coming. We practiced our butts off for a few weeks and stuff like that. So, mental energy was great. Like I said earlier, it was no cancer. There's nobody being negative. Everybody was just ready to play. And throughout the week, the preparation was good. Defensively, we watched film together. Meetings was good. Everybody was locked in, paying attention to the small details. We were ready for, anything they kind of threw at us. So, I'm super proud of these guys, and we just got to keep it rolling.
Next question will come from Jeff Spiegel. Go ahead, Jeff.
To watch Will Anderson just come up.
Yeah, Will, how satisfying was it to keep this team out of the end zone? This is a team that scored a lot of points this year.
That's one of our biggest goals as defense, is holding people to a certain amount of points. And what we did tonight is unbelievable. We still have more work to do, but for us to meet that goal, that's one of our biggest goals on our goal sheet. And to meet that goal, it means a lot to us, and we just got to keep going.
Next question comes from Taylor Kaufman. Go ahead, Taylor.
Hey, Will. I was just kind of wondering what the message is from you, I guess, to the team moving forward. You guys are either going to have Michigan or Georgia coming up next.
You said what's the message?
Yeah, what's your message, I guess, as a leader on the team to the rest of the team moving forward? Because you guys aren't done yet.
Oh, most definitely. The message is going to be the same. Nobody is going to give us anything. We have to go out there and take it. We have to earn it. We can't relax right now. Right now is not a time to relax. We have to enjoy this game for 24 hours, and we have to go back and get into business because, now we're going to be playing on the really biggest stage of college football now, and we have to be prepared, and everybody has to be locked in and all in.
We have time for a couple more. We'll start with Blake Topmeyer of the USA Network. Go ahead, Blake.
Yeah, for either Brian or Will, what do you think about the way you guys won tonight with run game and defense says about this team?
I mean, I think we just showed a lot of physicality. Like we knew that was going to come out, fired up. We knew that was going to come out and try to be physical, and we just proved that we was the most physical team. With the run game, the defensive front, just the whole defense overall, and the whole offense overall. We just proved that we was the most physical team.
Defensively, I think that's one of the biggest things we hit on this week was just being physical up front and making sure that we was in our gaps, everybody being sound, and just playing physical and our physicalism. And I think that's what we did this game.
Okay, our final question for the student athletes will come from Michael Merksley. Go ahead, Michael.
Hey, Brian. How did your relationship with former great Alabama running backs like Najee Harris help your performance tonight?
I mean, just watching those guys play in these moments, just sitting on the sideline, just watching those guys, take over in moments like this, and the way they prepare for it, and just the way they took the field, just dominating these moments, and just watching those guys do it over time, over the last few years, I already knew what to expect, I already knew what I had to do, and I was just glad to have the opportunity.
Thank you, gentlemen. Congratulations. You're now excused, and we will continue with questions for Coach Saban. And if you have a question, please use the raise a hand function. We'll call on you. We'll start with Carrie Osep of WVTM. Go ahead, Carrie.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations on the win. I want to ask you just about the adversity. You've talked about it many times this season and what this team has gone through and just trying to prove consistency. How does this game speak to what they've been able to do throughout the season, and how proud are you of the fact that they were able to get it done really up front, as you just heard from your players with physicality?
Well, I think that this game probably is a little bit of, what this season has been all about. We've had some really good players that are missing, created opportunities for other players who have stepped up and showed that they have the confidence and a competitive character to go out there and do their job in a first-class way. The players believe in each other. I think all those things were very evident in this game tonight. And I think those are things that have been a part of what this team is made of, that has given them the opportunity to, now have a chance to play in a national championship. So very proud of what they've done. We had a young team to start with, especially on offense, and those guys have done a great job. Bryce has done a great job. We were able to run the ball when we had to run it. tonight to be physical, and we stopped them in the running game pretty well, which was a real key in this game because they do run it well. And Jerome Ford is one of the, better running backs that we played against. And I thought the players did a really good job. I was concerned about how we would tackle in the game, having all this time off, but I was really pleased with the way the defensive players tackled in the game.
Next question will come from Charlie Potter of Bama Online. Go ahead, Charlie.
Yeah, hey, Coach. We saw Emil Ekiyor leave the game late in the first quarter. Do you have an update on him?
He's got a shoulder injury. We think that, he's got a chance to be able to come back and play in the game, but it's probably too early to know. It depends on how he responds. Our medical staff will do a great job with all the players that were injured in the game, and hopefully we'll be able to get most of them ready to play.
Okay, we'll go to Nick Kelly at Tuscaloosa News. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, Nick, you talk about resiliency, and Brian Robinson might be one of the best that embodies that. What impressed you most during his multi-year wait to be able to be the guy at running back?
Well, I think anytime a guy spends as much time behind as many good players as B-Rob did, never complains, always works hard, and was willing to have the patience to wait his turn. And he worked hard. Whatever his role was on the team, he was willing to do it. He's improved dramatically. He's a great person and a leader on the team right now. And I'm proud of him in terms of what kind of football player he's become, but I'm also proud of what kind of person he's become. And, I think he embodies what we really try to get our players to do, create value for themselves by what they invest in and what they do. And it took him a long time to do that, but he kept working at it. There's so many players now that are willing to cut and run as soon as things don't happen, and they get immediate self-gratification from whatever their circumstance is. And he certainly showed a tremendous amount of resiliency to stick with it, stay in a program, keep working. But there's probably not a whole lot of successful people in this world that don't have a lot of resiliency, because you have to be able to overcome adversity, and he's done that and become a very fine person and a really good player.
Next question.
Bryce Young, also a really fine player. Won the Heisman Trophy, 3 touchdowns in this one to give him 46 for the season. That's most touchdowns in a single season in Alabama history. Also, he's got over 4,500 passing yards. Most passing yards in a single season in Alabama history. A historic season for Alabama. Now looking to cap off a historic season with another national championship.